All right, guys, you know what I'm really excited about today?
What?
Yes.
The big deal!
Yay!
What's the big deal?
Okay, so this big deal is a little complicated for people that don't understand the nuances, so I'm gonna try to explain it.
Okay.
Great Britain left the European Union, okay?
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons for them to have left the European Union, but most of the voters that voted to leave voted because they wanted to stop immigration. They were basically being racist. So the motivation behind it was really the thing. And we're seeing a lot of the fallout in Britain where a lot of the people are coming out and saying, go home. I mean, you've seen some of the things on the...
I've seen a lot of it online, like people wearing shirts saying, go home, we voted for you to leave, stuff like that, which I think is really saddening at this point in life because, I mean, we're in a globalized planet now, and you know, we're going back to the old days with racism and all that.
Well, we actually have a video of a Mexican. This is affecting Latinos in London, and yes, there's plenty of Latinos in London these days. A guy they're calling Super Juan, who was on the subway in London, and a bunch of young hooligans start basically attacking him and telling him to go home, and he stood up to them and he became a hero. Let's check this out.
Get off the tram now. How old are you? How old are you? Get off the tram now. Bro, I'll waste you. I'll waste anyone. Don't chat shit when you're not even from England.
Now, if you hear him, he's asking the hooligans how old you are because they're 16, 17. He's been in the military based in England for over 20 years. So he was basically trying to make the point he's been there longer than these British guys that want to kick them out.
And these British guys are kids. I mean, what do they know anyway? And where do they get all this from? I mean, that's where I question like education and a bunch of other things that we're not going to get into. But it's just really hard to see young people like that, you know, treating others, mistreating them disrespectfully in such ways. I mean, it's ridiculous.
But what are the other real big repercussions of this, and why do we as Americans even care about this Brexit thing?
Well, let me tell you something. I'm gonna go to the other side. When the Brexit thing happened, all these newscasts were talking about the economic fallout, okay? And there was no economic fallout because basically Britain is going to go ahead and renegotiate the same trade deals as part of the European Union. But the European Union was basically telling them what to do on a whole bunch of other things, such as accepting migrants. So it became about immigration when it was really a bunch of other things.
I'm just cracking up because I was reading online that people were like worried that being part of this European Union, that they were going to be forced to like not have double-decker buses in, you know, London.
It might come to that because it might offend somebody.
And
what about the short
Come
people?
on.
Yeah, and there's other things going on, thinking that Putin is behind this to break Europe through the Brexit thing. So, you know, I mean, I don't know. I'm a conspiracy person.
Yay! That's what we're having on the zoo.
So I'm like, I don't buy all this. I mean, at the end of the day, the news wants us to see, you know, they want us to see what they want us to believe.
Absolutely.
So, I have my doubts
Same
about
thing
it.
on here on the zoo. Now, I'm going to make the connection between the Brexit fallout, the social racial fallout, and what could happen if Trump was president. If Trump gets elected president, are racists and nationalists here in the U.S. gonna be validated? And to get an answer to that, we're gonna bring in a resident millennial.
Honey, they shot you out of the cannon and
We're
sent you to the
here.
zoo.
Bruno, I love that young energy. Do you think that if Trump gets elected president, it's gonna basically bring a lot of racists out of the closet, or is it happening already?
I think it's happening already, and more are coming. Unfortunately, our young population is quite impressionable, and the kids in the middle I worry about, you know? Middle America. It's a tough place to live. There's a lot of bigotry, a lot of uninformed people who really don't understand community, they don't understand the value of community, the value of interrelation. So it's kind of hard to try to help them because what are we gonna do, you know? So the best we can do is hope that Hillary gets elected and that Trump never sees the light of day.
Well, let me just point something out about Trump, you know, talk about impressions, okay? Trump seems to have an affinity for dictators.
Okay.
What is that? He's been vocally supportive of Vladimir Putin, okay, who's, you know, who's...
He was flattered
He was
because
flattered.
Putin said he was brilliant.
Right.
So then, of course, I mean, being an egocentric like Trump, if Putin says, oh, Trump is brilliant, he's going to be like, oh, he called me brilliant. I'm brilliant, you know, I'm brilliant. And it's just like this.
It's all an ego thing. I mean, Putin stages pictures of himself on horses in the news. It's crazy.
I don't mind.
Dennis.
Yes, he does. Well, let's get to this. Maybe this is going to make you vote for Trump. Trump's also like Saddam Hussein because he said at least Saddam Hussein kept his people. You know,
I
basically,
heard about that. That's
in the herd. So if Trump gets elected, we're gonna basically have a Putin / Saddam Hussein looking dictator, and I think we have an image that we want to show. That's basically Trump.
Hey, there he is.
Oh, okay.
Look at that.
Okay.
By the way, Trump wishes
wish
he had that body, and
I
that
wish
body
I
doesn't look that
didn't
good,
say
but who Trump wishes.
Let's hope he doesn't get chosen for the Playgirl centerfold. Thank you.
Imagine.
Ted is trying to
I
keep.
can't imagine it,
He's
honey.
single-handedly keeping Playgirl alive. Playboy's like, kill it, kill it. Ted's like, no! Keep it
Oh
on!
my God,
have
that was
the
a
online
little
version.
disturbing, that image, but
What?
okay.
Is it more disturbing than Trump's policies and, you know, some of the wishes that he wants to do as far as immigration? I mean, look,
No. I'd rather have a naked picture of him than having him govern the country.
Wow, that's funny.
kinky.
One last
Very
thing.
kinky. Quite,
Hey, stop!
it's
You
quite
were born,
kinky.
yeah,
he's
this is
right.
why you're perfect for the zoo. You were born where in Mexico?
Puebla.
Okay, and you're a resident, not a citizen yet.
Yeah, I'm a resident, not
Okay.
a citizen yet. I don't plan to become one.
Does,
I've been a resident for years.
that's another show, but for right now, I just want to ask, as a Mexican who's a resident, not a citizen, how are you worried about what could happen if Trump becomes president?
I mean, I am a little worried just because I haven't done my citizenship papers.
Well, now you have a reason.
Yeah, exactly. Now I have a reason, but I mean, at the end of the day, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. I really hope he doesn't win. I'm worried about other things more so than myself. I mean, there's no way they can kick me out. It's not like, you know, I'm on a tourist visa or
Right.
I'm doing things wrong or anything. But, you know, he can change.
Well, I'll tell you what, the
rules.
reason why you will not get kicked out of this country no matter who's president is, you know why?
Why?
Because you're going to take us out to commercial.
Okay, you guys, we're gonna go to commercials.